I have never heard about Debate Hub ever in my entire life. I do not know what you could possibly be referring to.
Well, it's the asterisk. It's the asterisk. That's the deal.
I don't know what you mean. That sounds like fake news. Fake news. Fake
So
news.
how tall are those flames? I wonder.
It's regular campfire size.
Goblin height.
On a scale of 1 to 10.
About E?
Yo.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Anyway.
Man.
So allegedly.
I've been so busy. But I'm a little tired.
You have been. I hope you've been sticking to your sleep schedule.
I've been doing pretty good, actually. I've actually been taking less of my sleep juice during the week, and then only taking it on days sometimes if I'm having a little bit of trouble sleeping and it's a day off, that I'm not, like, up in the morning.
Juice?
Yeah, it's just NyQuil for sleeping instead of NyQuil for being sick. It's just NyQuil with the sleep shit in it. Sleep juice! Num 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 num.
You're American, you make a scale of 1 to 16. Well, Smitty, I would say that if you're English, you make it a scale from 1 to 12. Because they seem like, you know, shillings and all that. Oh,
who's Smitty? Are you looking at a chat or something? I didn't know there was a chat available.
Yeah. What?
Smitty, born in 1647.
What?
1647. Oh, look at this. I think the show's starting.
Oh, brother, what's up? Hi, everybody. How's it going? Yo, oh, hi. Oh, hello. Oh, friends.
Hello again.
Hello. How are you? How's everybody? Hope everybody's good. Hope everybody's having a good time. Maybe? No?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait,
So the new camera look is due to our producer, so you can
You're
tell.
welcome. Look at how good Landon looks. He's so not 7 years away from his camera. Woohoo!
Yeah.
That is nice.
I'm an unsung hero, so I will sing for myself.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! What's up? What's going on? What's going on with the volcano?
Well,
We got a volcano. Welcome to our volcano show.
Yeah, this is a volcano
Yes,
show where
we
we
have
talk about
Madam
volcanoes,
Pele
and I
to
hope
look at.
people
Oh,
are
I need to
all
bring up my...
Yeah, get your
there.
notebook.
Are we in the mix of things? Let's see. Over to here. Chris, because for
He's
the
coming.
course we're prepared.
Of course we are. We're always prepared. We're professionals. What do you mean?
Yes.
Naturally, we're prepared.
Naturally,
And so,
of course.
we have some
Of
stuff. So yes,
course.
this is the volcano show, and if you're new here, welcome. We talk about volcanoes and other fun things related to volcanoes, and
Got it.
Like taco jokes. All taco jokes are related to volcanoes.
Yes, no,
Oh god, my nose.
that's true. Screen sharing, entire screen. Go over here.
Are you
I'm going to
okay?
share this.
Yeah.
So yeah, we talk about
Volcanoes
volcanoes
coming back.
here.
Whoa.
Although we do talk about Kilauea a lot, Madam Pele, we also look at the going on there, and one of the things that the many of you have who have been following this monthly show, you're becoming accustomed to the rhythms and patterns of the Kilauea volcano, and so we have plenty of those things. But we also start by reminding people that volcanoes are very common. We have a very wiggly wobbly volcanic planet. And there actually are many types of volcanoes. This is a nice thing from volcano.si.edu. And this is part of the Smithsonian Institution, at least the part that hasn't been defaced by a certain somebody. And these are volcanoes. There actually are many types of volcanoes. This is a nice...
Right.
Why stop? It was there. I was hearing myself.
That was
Anyway.
me. I'm the
Okay.
professional.
Yes, just as a professional. And so there's sort of things about there. I mean, certainly, the Volcano and Kilauea is a shield volcano. In fact, I believe this is Mauna Loa from probably I think it looks like the south side. But there's stratovolcanoes and other things, even mud pots and so forth. So there's many types of volcanoes, and we have lots of volcanoes, many types of. So last year there were 71 confirmed eruptions from 63 different volcanoes. 29 of them were new eruptions that had started during this year. So we have a bunch of continuing eruptions, right? And 29 of them were new, started. And in looking at the year in review, we basically had a few more eruptions than last year, right? Last year was in the high 50s, and we're in the 71 this time. Max VEI is how the volcanic eruption is, right? And the top of stars we have are four. That was the explosive things at level 4, and there was one in Russia. There was a 4 in Papua New Guinea, and 4 in Indonesia. But the rest were 1s and 2s. So that's there. And if you look at the current ongoing there, we've had this week 5 new volcanoes started erupting. They're not new volcanoes; they're new eruptions, I should say. And the rest are sort of ongoing. Lots of them. The list in particular right now, we do have our 2 Italian Stromboli and Etna putting out some pretty spectacular eruptions. Although the authorities have been trying to clamp down on tour guides to take people close to the volcano because they're concerned about safety, and apparently some of the tour guides did some naughty things, and so they kind of cut back. And of course,
what did they do?
Nerds being concerned about safety.
Taking people in closer to the area and putting it at risk, and then having to be rescued and so forth. So they've been sort of cutting back and saying you can't go there at night, which is a sad thing.
If we have to rescue you, it's a waste of our taxpayer dollars.
Yeah. Okay, so then as to ongoing things, Ethiopia has its one, and there's a probably DR Congo, and of course Indian Ocean. It's actually down to 6. They're usually at 7 or 8, but they're actually only 6 right now that are in eruption phase. Of course, we see the one in central Mexico, the 2 in Guatemala, the one in Nicaragua, and the one in Costa Rica. The one in Nicaragua is actually, we'll actually see a little bit of that stuff, and also see that some of the stuff has some pictures going on Fiego in Guatemala. South America has now a little bit more. There's a Colombia and 2 Ecuador, Peru, a Chile-Argentina border. One has Parazum going on. And of course, there's the South Central Islands, and Mount Erebus was always sort of in continuous eruption. In ocean, we got Papua New Guinea has 2, Santa Cruz Islands, Tonga, 2. So right now, Russia has 6. So they're tied with Indonesia in terms of volcanoes. Japan is up to 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's 2 in the Philippines. And that one in the Philippines also had this one. Maanyaa is going. So I'll show you. Here is this is the one in the Philippines. This is what they call a pyroclastic flow.
Oh, that's a new
term. So you can see the rocks down here that are coming from the spot. But basically, there's hot gases and ash that's basically sliding down the mountain at pretty terrific speed.
So, pyro is related to fire, right? Pyroclastic flow. So
yeah, pyroclastic flow.
What is it exactly?
So
that
basically, think of it like an
consists
avalanche,
of
right? You see, it's an avalanche of hot gases and
okay,
rock and water there.
okay,
So you can see it's a pretty, it's sort of like a volcanic avalanche
got
with
it.
high, gases, right? There's heavy volcanic gases that are just flowing down the countryside, wiping out things. It's to be in a pyroclastic flow is worse than just in a normal avalanche.
Yeah, it can cause a lot of
So that sort of is
other issues.
what it looks like. Um, in this bed here, you can see from the nearby town that it had a fairly big event that goes down the mountain quite a ways. Later on at night, let me turn off this. Later at night, they had this really, had some hikers going and looking at the set here again of the lava coming down the side. So at night you can get a lot better view. So you're seeing another pyroclastic flow where it's
So
containing hot cinders in the thing as well as the volcanic gases coming out of this again in the Philippines.
you mentioned water. Where's the water coming from?
Well, there's a lot of water vapor in volcanic gases. It's one of the things that comes out of solution and steam. So you get hot steam. Water vapor is just because volcanoes contribute lots of water to the atmosphere, and so
Okay.
they're usually a set here. So you can see again but the heavier gases that come down and sulfur dioxides and things like that that'll slide down the mountain, carrying it with it
Okay.
hot ash. And some lava you can see is mixed into this particular set. Now so we'll turn that off here. In
What was that
the eruption
volcano's name
in
again? Sorry.
Fuego. I'm sorry.
What was that
Say again.
volcano's name again?
This particular one was Mayon in the Philippines. I believe
Mayon.
it is yes,
Philippines.
and
Okay.
in Luzon
Sorry, I'm
Island.
being a little.
Luzon
Okay.
Island
Got it.
in the
Got
this
it.
one here is in Guatemala. Virgo is in Guatemala, and
Okay.
there were some hikers there. They were actually taking taking nice pictures of the stars and so forth. And this this volcano was silhouetted there, and unbeknownst to them, it started doing this. So there's those little.
Oh wow. Holy moly. Oh my goodness. Compared to that, Kilauea looks gentle.
Yes, these are
Right?
cranky volcanoes. They're very cranky volcanoes. They have a lot of acidic, very high sulfur, very pasty lava, not high temperatures. So it freezes quite quickly. It's much more able to go into semi-liquid and solid state much faster. Although this was a big outburst that
Yeah.
came from,
Wow.
and it's
How much lava did it
it's.
spew?
I mean,
There is.
I don't think this volume is huge. It was certainly I mean, a reasonable amount, but I'm guessing, and of course, but Ben, just like we remember that Kilauea has these pistoning events, the magma sunk down, built up pressure, then and just there's building up pressure, and then there's a rising another column where that gas begins to boil.
There's
wait for it.
a.
Wow. Okay. So,
And so just
is
you
there
think
like
it's going to
all
go,
these
and all of a sudden now the new magma reaches the point where it becomes its pressure drops, goes below the surface. There's a nice little meteoroid there, and boom again.
There's a question from the chat about pyroclastic flow that's asking, I don't understand why pyroclastic flow travels faster than falling speed. Aren't they propelled outward and then just fall down from the side of the volcano?
No, it's the inclination also, isn't it? That helps towards the flow. Like there's an incline at an
Yes.
angle that will
And
help with the speed. And the composition of the lava will be different than what we have
yes.
as compared to other volcanoes. So it might be more viscous, if I'm not wrong. So
Yeah,
because of
and it'll
that, it's not as
channel.
fast.
You notice that what was happening in
Yeah,
that pyroclastic flow is it was channeling, channeling down these vents. So
yeah,
you get a channeling effect as well. You can also get pyroclastic flows across water channels as well, right? So you can see how
yeah,
it's basically, so it's an avalanche, but it's also, you can get explosive gases coming out being propelled down the mountain, right? And so you can see you get these things, and basically the thing tumbles and accelerates down the mountain in an avalanche form.
yeah.
Hopefully that
So
answered
as
your
I
question.
say, hopefully they answer a question. If not, ask more. So
I
as
have
I
a
say,
question.
yes,
So I did say that the composition of the lava would be different, right? From
yes.
is it different from Kilaue's like lava composition, or is it similar?
In some ways, I mean the well, first of all, shield volcanoes typically have much less viscous lava because they're not sulfur. There's they're not a high degree of like sulfur compounds in them.
Okay.
They tend to be basaltic, the type of thing that's where the ocean plate is fairly thin, so you get the lower level mantle basalts coming up, as opposed to andesitic. Both of the volcanoes you were looking at, um, the magma was essentially reheated rock. Basically, you're getting reheated material. So the lava that comes out is not as hot, is not as fluid. It tends to clump and freeze faster. Um, it also will freeze at the vent and plug it up, and then pressure builds up and explodes. So instead of the kilo gentle pistoning where the stuff kind of pours out, it tends to after the boom, the stuff at the top tends to begin to coagulate and congeal, blocking the gas, building up pressure until it blasts out again. So you get that's why you get these very cranky, these sort of very cranky
These are
volcanic.
cranky volcanoes.
Yes, yes. These are
They're
things
busy. They're busy
that
volcanoes. They
again,
got
if you don't
shit to
know
do.
what you're doing, and you don't know the
Yeah.
state of it, you want to stay away. Now, these hikers were on a different ridge. So, and of course they were using a telephoto because they were wanting to get a silhouette with the stars behind it. There were, as you saw in the sky, there actually were
Yeah, I can see a
uh,
speck. Yeah, I can see specks
several
of stars
meteoroids
behind there.
going across. So that's what they were doing, and basically the volcano said hi, boom, boom,
Hey,
boom.
I'm not trying to photobomb, but I'm gonna photobomb.
Hey, what up? It's me, your boy.
Hey, what's up, my guy?
So
If
let's talk
anybody
about
knows
what
that
happened.
reference, let me know.
Yeah.
It's the Grinch
um,
from the, I think it's the Disney World. I don't know, Universal. He goes like this guy who dresses up as Grinch over there, and he goes like, "What up, my guy?" I love him.
ah.
Can't hear you.
So is erupting,
Can't hear you.
and we've had some incandescence from episode 40 flow there. We currently have a sulfur dioxide around 15,000 to 50. It's around 1550 tons per day right now of sulfur dioxide. The range is usually
Question.
between these episodes is between 1,000 and 5,000 tons per day.
Question.
Um, go ahead.
Sorry. Question. When did episode 39 end? What was the date?
I think if down the
It's like
line here, I'm looking
question.
at the state of affairs because I was looking at the set here. There's a table here. Yes, So 39
yeah, there we go.
ended on December 23rd and started on January 12th. So we had a December 23rd was episode 39, and episode 40 started on January 12th. So one thing that's been happening with since the Christmas Eve of 2024 is Kilo has gone into this episodic eruption phase. So this table shows his episodes, and the actual fountaining is typically in a matter of hours, right? It takes a matter of hours, and the time between there started off maybe 5 days, and now it's somewhere in the 1.5 weeks or almost 2 weeks phases there. However, the volume is still reasonably high. I mean, that like this volume of the episode 39 was at 12.2 million cubic meters. So it has some high volume stuff. The heights of the flows, we had a record 479 meters. So that's about 1550 feet. This previous one was 407 meters. That's around 1350 feet, I think. So they've had some tall fountains. The fountains don't last a long time, and there's a period between it. So we call this basically these episodic fountains. We've had some earthquake swarms along the east side and south caldera side. So earthquakes typically suggest that magma might be on the move, and we'll look at that in a little bit more detail. If we look at the tilt meters, right, and of course this is a stop. 1 moment, please, because I don't want this to go into screensaver mode. There we go.
Anything but like the Windows 95 screensaver pops up. Hi, Mikey.
So this is again. This is. Oh, hi, Mikey. How you doing? And of course, there is an alleged Australian, allegedly. Hi there.
We can't acknowledge him. It's illegal.
But Mikey is there too. Hi, Mikey. This is the tilt meters, right? And so this, which is Chesh's favorite graph, we pay attention to the blue lines right now, because the blue lines are the tilt meters at the summit. And this scale over here is in microradians. So 1 microradian is a 1 kilometer bar that goes up 1 millimeter. So basically you take a bar and kilometer long, and you lift it up by the thickness of a dime. And you can see we've had this drop. This drop down here was when it was founting, because it had built up pressure. If you look at it on the 3-day thing, we had built pressure from basically Christmas Eve and spent all this time this month building up pressure, and finally it broke and dropped. But notice it didn't drop very far. It didn't drop as far as it did before.
As much as last time, yeah.
Yeah.
And
go ahead.
Also noticing it's lower, the peak is lower than the last one, number 1.
Yes.
Number 2, it's a bit linear, right? It's
yeah,
not
so,
like
so
going,
look at
it's
it
not
from
like
the
constant
past 3 months.
Yeah, look. Yeah, it's linear as compared to the other peaks, isn't it?
Yes. It had a little bit of, there were a little bit of dribbling that came around here, and it stopped again.
Yeah.
Didn't quite fountain. So when you look back at the table here, where was the table?
Yes,
the table is down over here, right? The fountain height was only 250 meters. I say only. 250 meters
only.
is I mean, again, we're talking about rocks that are going up almost 250 meters. That's about 820 for those people that are into feet. That have a foot fetish. Maybe that's the best way of calling it. But you're right. It didn't. It stopped. It broke through earlier. It had some sort of a longer period of time of. So the question is it because it started having these little outflows? I mean, the lava got close and dribbled out and then stopped again, start and stop. It spent a lot of time dribbling before it fountain, and it didn't fountain as high and as long. Is there something to that? When we
Does that
go ahead.
mean that? Does that mean either that the magma is finding a way out from somewhere else?
I think that's
That
right.
mean-
I think you put your finger on it. And we'll see with the earthquakes what's happening.
Nailed it.
So that's what I think. I mean, I think too. Now this is all speculation, right? We won't know if the magma's
Yes,
going to
of
move
course.
until the magma shows up someplace else. Magma shows up someplace else because it moved.
The magma's like, "What? I'm here. No, psych. I'm here. Psych. I'm here."
So this is in the tilt meter, and we can see each one of these drops is when it had an episodic fountaining, then built and then stopped, right? So it only was fountaining during the drop because the pressure is being relieved, so the mountain is sagging in, and then it builds up pressure again. So when we the distance across the caldera, so this instead is some high precision meter spots where they can measure, and the units are in 5 centimeters. Each one of these dashed lines is 5 centimeters, and for those that have the metrically challenged, that's about 2 inches, right? So we're not going a lot, but again, at the scale of the mountain, this is a lot of stuff, and we can see the mountain expand. So each one of the things, these dots, as the pressure is building up, and then you have a fountain, and it drops back down, up and down. So we can see from this period of time all these episodic eruptions, and notice that the mountain didn't contract nearly as far as it did elsewhere. So it wasn't this degree of drop is less. Right?
I have another question.
And you can see from the GPS meter, it's noisy, but it's not. But this suggests that it didn't go down as far. Now, is that because there's less oomph, because something got clogged, or the magma, as Maanyaa is suggesting, is going on
like, I'll just squeeze past it. Thank you very much.
Yes.
I have another question though.
Sure.
I've got lots of questions. I don't know why. Maybe because my coffee's kicked in now.
Please,
so my brain's like,
go for it.
So the tilt meters, right? They're not like 100% accurate, right? What are the things that can actually affect the readings of the tilt meters, if I might dare?
Earthquakes. Earthquakes. So here's see that little spike.
Depends
right
on
there?
how much League of Legends the Volcano's been playing recently.
Right. This was an earthquake that caused the wiggle stuff. There's an earthquake here, right? So again, earthquakes will give you spikes because basically it sloshes around.
Oh, okay.
And there are also slight changes due to the moon. The phase of the moon will change it slightly because the moon tugs on things, but that can change the tilt a little bit, but generally not noticeable. And there's sort of but that's tends to be if you look at this green line is at low. So we're talking about the line which is down the east rim, where it used to had that 35-half-year flow, and you can see out there's a little bit of bumps going on, but at the scale of 3 months, you can see there's all these daily cycles here, and that's an Earth thing. There's sort of monthly cycles, but there's also this downward trend where it's that part of the island is deflating. It's sinking in, presumably because the summit is uplifting.
The one who cannot be
But
mentioned in the chat is asking, do these cycles line up with the moon's activity?
yes, actually, the allegedly red eye. I mean, the moon can tip a volcano over the edge when you have a an avalanche, right, where the gases are near the point of boiling. The moon can give it just a little bit extra loft and tip the mountain into eruptive phase.
Okay.
Not that you can count on it by the phase of the moon, but the famous things is in Mount St. Helens after May 18th eruption, it had these monthly events where the moon gave it just a little bit extra gravitational oomph to tip it over and into eruptive phase. So it can impact that. However, these sort of things here, this is being dominated by basically gases boiling and magnetic pressure and stuff coming up there. There's a little bit of stuff. So you might have a thing where the mountain is in a state of unrest and the moon gives it just that little extra straw to break the vent lock and have it come out.
And Mikey is asking, is something has cooled down perhaps? That is changing things.
Cool down. Well, it could be that if you're talking about the fact that if again, assuming that that we're seeing the beginning of a decline in episodic eruptions, that is more a function of the fact that you might have less magmatic material coming up, right? The flow from deeper in the mantle may be slowing down, but I think it's still premature, right? Because if you look a long period of time, there have been some gaps in these episodic things. Sometimes, like here, look at this one. We had some fairly rapid set. There's another graph I'll show you, but fairly rapid set of episodes, and these episodic things were relatively, minor. Here's a case of a sort of thing being cut off short as well.
There's an additional
So you can't
question.
always say, here, this thing was a short one here, and it was followed by a very significant eruption.
Also, we have to remember that the tilt meter talks about, if I'm not wrong, changes in shape, right?
Changes in tilt. Changes basically the mountain tilt, right? You're dealing with a mountain expanding. So
not just the movement of lava, and that expansion can happen due to many reasons, or
yes,
there can be gassing, degassing. Yeah,
There's
there can
also
be lava movement.
but
also,
pressure from underneath is going to cause the mountain to expand outward, and when it fountains, the mountain sags inward, and so there you get a tilt back and a tilt forward as a result of the pre and post.
There's a follow-up.
So these are
indicators,
so it's not
right?
just about lava.
And so I'll caution to say, because it's a short one, that it's ending, because I'll look back over this year and there's been a number of short ones and it was just beginning to get started. So if we look
there's a follow-up question from Red Eye that's asking, tidal pull from the moon creates king tides in Ozland in January. Does Hawaii have king tides, and does that also create higher activity?
Well, yes, it does have king tides like that as well, and of course Hawaii has some really nice coral reefs as well to accentuate some of those tides. And what we're talking about of that creating higher activity, what we usually see is a volcano is near the breaking point. The tidal forces from the moon can give it that extra little oomph to tip it over into eruption phase, right? Once the magma dissolved gases of the magma reach high enough up where the pressure drops and they start to boil, right? Because under pressure deeper down, those gases are forced into liquid state. But as the magma reaches the higher, closer to the ground, and pressure drops, those gases can boil. Why would it there? Well, the moon can just pull up a little bit more magma because of its gravitational pull. That magma goes closer to the surface, the pressure drops, boils, and then that sends it off out and over. But very good point, Red Eye, allegedly. Of course, as a writer, I might also say that maybe what's happening here is that Madam Pele has water pipes, not virtual but real water pipes, and I mentioned that because we've seen cases in the past where a typhoon comes by, dumps an enormous amount of rain. That rain sinks down through tubes to flash boil, and that explosive boiling stuff can cause eruptive activity as well. So there's other things that can happen. Now I want to mention again, we've had the 40th episode on the 12th, and we had this nice little. Here's a calendar thing, or showing
That's
you.
Cool.
Each of the pictures of each of the 40 episodes. The episodes are a matter of hours, and you see early ones were relatively small, and then we started getting big fountain ones here, and then small ones and then big ones. This was a particularly spectacular sort of two-phase thing. Here we had some smaller ones, big ones. This was the episode 36 was a record-breaking thing. There's another record-breaking thing over here. So we've had some pretty spectacular things over this period of time between December 23rd, and this happened 39 and 40, but over this one we've had these fountainings. Obviously, this is not monthly, right? Because we're talking about a 1-year period of 38 events. And it's interesting that some of these have been lateral stuff. One of these took out the camera. Some of these are vertical. Some of these have dual fountains. Some of the single fountains. So it tends to reestablish a venting thing on the onset. But again, it's had quite a variety of fountains over the year. From the point of view of the map, right? We've a phase now where the eruptions are coming from sort of two vents here, where this area has built up a lot of material, and it flows out into the Halimau down drop block. And here shows you the section of the island over here, and we see the summit with the two spines. And these spines are where most of the eruptions occur, and yet the volcano seems to say, I push it up through the summit, through tiny holes to have huge pressure spikes there. We've had a pretty accurate bit of stuff. I mean, the volume right now since the beginning of this episode, Christmas Eve of 2024, we've had a very significant volume. We've had over 55.4 billion, or if you're talking about volume is around 209 billion meters. That's roughly around 55.4 billion gallons, and that's about, because I know people want to know, that's about 430,000 megapints.
Wow.
That's a lot of megapints. That's the kind of megapints that could end you up in a frivolous lawsuit with your ex.
Yes. But we're around 210 million washing machines of volume, right? And the better measure here, but if you see in terms of, there's another graph coming up that's going to give us a little bit more thing here. Look at this. So this shows you, this is a side view here. It shows you the depth of the collapse. So when it collapsed, it went, the summit was here and at this gray line here, and it dropped almost halfway to sea level, filled up a little bit of lake, and then all of a sudden that lake was boiled away and all lava. And you can see the lava has gotten pretty close to the original set here. This line here is the one as of, I think this is episode 38. We can see it's a little bit higher on the side because this is where the vents occur, and so it basically kind of piles here and flows down this direction. It's not going up as fast because the basically the martini glass is much wider at the top.
At the top, yeah.
But it's getting to the point where it'll begin to reach the previous summits if it keeps going this way.
Yeah. It's going
there is
close,
something
yeah.
from Red Eye saying the mountain is rebuilding itself after the collapse. What is the estimate for lava to flow over the drop down block?
Down drop. I mean, given where it is right now, there's a better graph here, I believe. Yes, I think here's an example of stuff.
Look at this graph.
Oh my God, this is so beautiful. I love it.
And this was, I believe, episode 38. And here we can see, this gives you a better idea of the volume, right? The volume of material that occurred. The light gray is previous to 2023's episodic eruptions. And dark gray is lava that's been deposited with these 40 episodes. And you can see that it has a little ways to go. If we look at the data, and I believe it's here. No, here. I think with this particular material, I'm guessing. I have this graph here because this is probably a little bit more. This is more precise. We can see that. From here to here is roughly about, that looks like, because there's roughly 50 meters.
50
the
meters?
Closest spot between this line, the sort of yellowish orange, yellowish line, and the gray line is about 50 meters.
Yeah, it's 25 meters if I'm not wrong.
Is that 25? No, I'm right. It's 25 over here. It's about 50. It's about 50 here, about 25 there.
Yeah.
And I think if we look back at things elsewhere, there's another infograph I was hoping to find, but I don't think I have it. Where what's happening? I guess what's happening is that the distance here. So it's built up. It's added about 468 meters of lava on average from the original bottom, and the original bottom was about 500 meters. So this sort of says that if you eat out, because it's basically, you see it's on this side much higher than on this side. If you were to level it out, we're only about 32 meters from the original level. So it's not too far, but recognize that the volume to go here, it'd have to almost, the volume to go up is significantly more as it gets wider and wider and wider. So I would think that we start to see flows into the region, right? We're talking about going up to here. This is probably the spot where, as I say, it's probably about 30 meters in this area here. We start to see flows into here, but notice also this is also a little bit depressed, right? It'll take a little bit to climb up into here. I think we would probably half a year to a year, depending upon how volume comes out of these episodes. We're probably 6 months to a year before it begins up into this region, right? It begins to hit. But this side here, these things are getting high, so you could see some flows going this way, going down this way, downwind Tefra here as well. So I think 6 months to a year, perhaps. It did this. Let's come back here again. If we look at that graph here, here's a graph. This from these orange lines to the yellow line, it did that in a year, which is why I think we're kind of in a half year or so before it. Now it's got more volume over here. It's got to fill in. So that's why I think it's probably a half year before it starts to get to the lower part of the pre-collapse. Remember, it used to have a little bit of a pit in there anyway. So to the rim is much more. I think at the rim, we're talking about a year to a year and a half before it starts flowing over the rim. However, the question is, will it continue to episodically erupt for that later time? Let's look at some other bits here. So again, you know, we had episode 35. We had a 457 meter, 1,500 feet high fountain. We've had, you know, almost 1,000 acres of crater floor covered by lava, and so it's been a pretty spectacular bit of stuff. Again, from what was, and think about this. This is major mountain building happening in a extremely short amount of time. This is not over generations. This is over, you know, a couple of years. Quite impressive. Earthquakes. Remember last time we were saying not much in the way of earthquakes. I mentioned it had on the side. Here's the summit right here. This is where the summit, holy Maanyaa, and piles and piles and piles of earthquakes. We had some, I was mentioning we have these earthquakes out here, and that's because the pressure building up here is pushing the mountain towards the sea. It's basically sliding the mountain in there. These are shallow stuff. If we look at this shows you the depth versus the longitude, and we can see that I had some piles of quakes and the swarms of quakes continuing. If we look at the number of quakes, cumulative number of quakes, it's been, you know, rising in terms of earthquakes and earthquakes per day. So the blue line shows the earthquakes per day, and it was reaching over
I love
almost
me a
90
pretty
earthquakes
graph.
per day.
Look at this graph.
And so you can see from the set there that it's this is a cumulative number of quakes. But if we look here, this shows you over time. So we see depth. The blue dots here and the purple dots are magma at 30 to 40 kilometers coming deep from the mantle up. And what we see here is earthquakes. We're still seeing movement. We didn't have much movement here, but we're seeing movement of magma, and that's putting additional pressure at the top with lots of quakes high up in the Maanyaa region. So it seems like there's still plenty of magma coming up from the depths. And so I caution saying that, well, we had a short fountain there, but again, let's go back and put this in perspective, right? We had a short fountain. We had a roughly a 250 meter, only 250 meters high. That's only 820 feet. So from a point of view, it had a significant eruption. It had a significant volume. It put out a heck of a lot of. It put out 5.5 million cubic meters. That's no small eruption. So I hesitate to say because it tilted short, it may be that all this means that the next one will happen sooner. because it didn't fully vent for the reason.
Oh.
So these piles of quakes, this is the month. This is the 1 month period. So we see lots of quakes. These blue dots are deep quakes from where we believe the hotspot is comes up, and that hotspot feeds Luihi in the ocean. It feeds Mauna Loa and Kilauea, right? And so we see lots of quakes at the summit. Now, question: notice these quakes are not centered at where the fountain is, but a little bit to the south. Right? These quakes are. This is the. It's hard to see, but there's the caldera. There's the vent. The earthquakes seem to be centered in the south. If we go back to one of those maps, the earthquakes are centered, clustered around here, not here. Earthquakes that concentrated earthquakes is coming into this region. Is that a sign? And notice here, look at the East Rift Zone that goes. It basically starts to go to the southeast. Is that a sign that what magma is doing is moving?
Are we looking
move?
at a? What are we looking at? Are we looking at a different graph, or is it the crater?
So we're
'Cause are
talking
we
about.
looking?
Are you about this one here?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, this is the
Yeah.
one.
So this is
Yeah,
the map.
this wasn't on the screen.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Was
This is
no,
a
no, it's
map. Let's
okay.
go back to here.
Yeah,
Is it
yeah.
catching up?
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. This is the
And we're
one.
looking at this so here, and it's hard to see because there's so many earthquakes. This is that summit caldera, right? And it's not centered where it's not because the events are here and it's centered here. So from the point of view of this map over here, the events are here and the earthquake swarm is here. And notice, look at where the rift zone is. So it's possible that the magma is beginning to move down the rift zone, or there's stuff from the rift zone pouring back in. We're not quite sure what it is. We're not seeing lots of quakes going. These quakes here are because basically the weight of the mountain is pushing it into the ocean. But this hole here is this would be where you see these craters here along the line. This is a rift zone. So if magma is truly on the move, we're going to start to see more quakes here and here and here until it might erupt someplace on this spot. It's not going down the southwest zone. It's going a little bit, but this is also deeper, right? This stuff is a little bit deeper. It's not at the surface. So is this magma on the move? If it is magma on the move, then this might spell that the period of episodes may be coming to an end, right? Because this block of this block of rock, hot rock, is making it difficult for the magma to reach the surface. And when it does, it generates these huge fountains. So it may be finding a sideways process. We're seeing anytime soon the end of the eruption, because again, look at these deep quakes out here. This shows there's plenty of magma on the move at 30, 40 kilometers coming up. So you tell me. Look at the earthquake zones here the last 7 days. We can see the pile of quakes are at the, but they're at the, and again, they're small quakes at depths of up to 1 kilometer. Again, notice it's clustered a little bit to the south of where the vents are. Right? If I zoom in more, you'll see here. Look at this, right? There's where the vents are here, and this is where it's clustering here. Is this because it's going to start moving down these pipes? Interesting enough. Let's look at what the This is, excuse me. Is V1 cam, we're looking at events that occur episode 40. Here, this was early this morning. Let's visit and see what it looks like now. Oh, it's dark. Oh, but there's a little bit of glow. You can see a little bit of lava glow there.
I'm waiting for one of the Five Nights at Freddy's guys to jump out of.
Here's V2 cam, and we can see again this from a little bit of the side. Those two vents. The V1 cam is off to the side here. And if we visit this thing, you can tell there's a little bit of glow right here, but not much. V2 cam, the V3 cam, the new V3 cam, not the one that's got lava splatted. See again the two vents around on the side here, and you can see. Look at how much ash and tephra has been deposited on the side from these things. It's getting pretty close to the top. And again, as we visit this camera, it'll probably be, yes, you can see that basically there's a glow with this one area. There's a little bit of a glow going on. So here is the wide angle shot. So there's the vents over here. This is basically this lava field, and you can see it's getting pretty close. It's getting hard to tell the difference between the lava pit and the rest. The lava pit is this stuff over here. This is the rest of the area. So it's from a visual standpoint, I think we're at assuming it keeps going the way it's going, we're probably about maybe 6 months before it starts flowing farther. But here's another thing. Here's another but. It's got to get all the way from the vents here all the way over to here. So it's traveling a longer distance, which means it has time to cool down. And this rock is relatively cold compared to this rock. So as it gets farther this way, it's going to get harder and harder for it to go there. But we'll see. Air quality wise, we're still, basically the trade winds go either to the south or the southwest. But let's look at some pictures, shall we? Let's look at some.
Yay!
So here is the renewed
that's a new
center.
type of camera.
Yes.
Is that a new type of camera?
Yes, a new camera. Remember the one camera got deleted. Madam Pele decided my camera. And
got deleted. It got deleted, bro. R.I.P. R.I.P. for the camera.
It took one for the team. We saw that video there. By the way, look here. Here is the old road that used to go around the caldera, and it sunk down. This fell down the side. We can still see a little bit of that road intact. It used to be up at this level, and there's the vents again.
Oh my God, the road's it's like gone down.
We see that. So here's the vents, and we look at this mound now of tephra, this spattered rock going down there. It's actually mounded quite a bit in this area.
Yeah. Holy moly.
Here is an aerial view showing you the vents are down here, right, and showing you the the mounding going off on the side. You can see the old road a little bit over there.
It kind of looks like the snow outside of my house.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can see bits of that road. Some of it's because they drive around on that road, and some of it's because the road is still a little bit visible. But again, this is fairly unstable rock here because it's just basically piles of rock. Again, you're looking out into the tephra field, basically this ash stuff here. To be safer, you want some rain to basically tamp this down and be less particly.
It looks like a desert there.
You don't want you want to have gas masks and breathing apparatus to prevent little bits of silicon from coming into your lungs.
Yeah.
What happens, Maanyaa, when bits of silicon lodge in your lungs?
it can cause bruising in your lungs, and then which can cause cancer. So
Yeah,
yeah,
No
not advised.
bueno.
no bueno. Yep.
Not advised at all. Another
Nope,
thing that's
not at
really
all.
good is look at the deposits here.
Oh
So
wow.
this shows you the
That's cool
old
looking.
rim, and this is the
Yeah, it is.
basically the crufty bits at the top that's been deposited. This is a little to the side of where the vents are, and showing you the thickness of these deposits. This is extremely unstable. Why there's no cameras over here, because this is just like asking you to go down the hole. So, but that's, I think, is a really good showing you these old flows here, the old rim, and how much it's built up. So from the point of view of lava making it up and over to the southwest over the rim, it's added a bunch of barrier on it. But this is fairly soft, crumbly stuff. So it might not be an impenetrable stuff here. I want to show you this movie here, showing you some of one of the eruption phases. So this was episode, I believe this is episode 39.
Ooh, very yellow, comparatively.
Yes, and this is high temperature, fairly high temperature lava. This one reached into the 1,400 foot, around 400 plus meters. I wanted to show you a different volcano. This is Mauna Loa summit. So this is the big island, the big mountain, big long mountain, and the scale of this is much bigger than the Kilauea caldera, and it has sort of two spots here. It has a very significant and flows, and again, when Mauna Loa flows, this mountain is enormous compared with the little baby Kilauea on the side. This is Mauna Kea, by the way, where the telescopes are.
Baby Kilauea?
Kilauea is a little baby volcano on the side.
Oh.
Of Mauna Loa. I mean, Mauna Loa is the big Kamehameha of volcanoes. This is the size of this. I mean, the whole volcano summit complex can easily fit into this little spot here. This is enormous.
That opening, right on the side.
Here. Yeah.
Yeah, this opening at the bottom. Has it always been there?
Yes. So they've had this. It has this top pit and the bottom pit. So if we look at
okay. Can we have a look, please?
Let's like have a big island here. And let's go into here and use one that shows you here.
Yeah.
No, I don't want your I want your file here.
File.
So try here. Too dark. Give me geologic maps here. That's too stylized.
You know we're a professional team talking about educational stuff when you're looking for a geological map.
On a random question asked by this nerd over here.
So
Maanya's just like, Chesh hasn't been streaming long enough. I'm going to ask every question I can possibly come up with. Chesh hasn't been live enough today.
So to give you a scale,
look at that face.
Is
where are you going? Get the fuck back here.
So look in here. Kilauea's Holy Maanyaa is about the size of this T and E in crater.
We're being abandoned.
This is the summit crater of Mauna Loa, and the little side thing is the N, that little side pit here. So this is the main pit. The side pit of the Mauna Loa stuff is its little lava pit. It's about the entire size of the entire summit caldera. It's a big one. It is a big mountain. So back to here. Let's go back to where we are. So yes, so this is the big thing, and this is the second size pit. Again, you can see the flows there, and again, these when this is a wash of lava is amazing to see. Episode 39 had a fairly spectacular set of eruptions. Lots of people had really good views of it. Quite good. Here is the episode 40 fountains. And again, we had an asymmetry in this one fountain was a little bit tilted to the side. You can see the ash buildup over here from the winds that carry trade winds that carry the ash into this thing, building up this side pressure here. For stuff. This is you can see the atmospheric uplift. So this is for Maddie. Look at the here's the right. This is almost this is in the only 250 meters high, but you can see the gases are rising up and the cloud formation up above there.
That's cool looking.
Wow.
That's Maddie would go ooh, because this is atmospheric stuff. She's into Fortran and atmospheres. There it is. So that is the state of affairs. So let me come back. Let me come back here to spots. Go here and untoggle screen sharing.
Yay! We did it.
So what do you think? Comments, chat
questions,
room,
concerns.
I think I've asked enough questions today. Josh is gonna kill me.
No, ask questions.
No, it's very good, very good,
Yeah.
very good. Both Red Eye and Josh, I think I asked, and Maanyaa asked.
I didn't ask any questions. I just read everybody else's questions. I got no brain cells anymore. I'm fucking made out of stupid.
She's a tired goblin.
She's a tired, exhausted goblin.
I'm a dum-dum.
No, you're not. So you merely, perhaps what you've been doing is exposing yourself to some of the depth of humanity's intelligence.
I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna show you guys something real quick. All right.
I know. Well, I'm done depth as in.
I'm gonna show you guys something
downward
real quick.
Levels.
I have this candle that my mom got for me last year at Christmas. It's a fucking candle, dude. I've been holding on to this, waiting for something to piss me off enough to fucking light this piece of shit. It smells really good, and I haven't gotten to lit it yet. I lasted a whole year. We're gonna see if we're gonna get through this next year with or without lighting this goddamn candle for my last nerve. And you know who's gonna be? You know who's gonna start this? You know who's gonna do this to me? It's gonna be either Maanyaa or Dapper. It's gonna be. Look at her fucking scooching away. Yay! This bitch.
But I do see you have a plant behind you.
Yeah, I got a plant.
It's not even lavender.
It's not even lavender, man. I got a jade plant over there. I got another succulent plant over there. I got like a little guy. I did a whole stream doing all my repotting and plants. There's a picture of it in the Discord. I got tomato plants growing in the middle of January. Hell yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. So
okay.
So questions on there?
It's anybody else have any more questions? Yeah.
We also have predictions from last time to go through quickly. So,
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Do it.
So what did we say last time?
Do it.
All right, let's see. All right, let's go.
Oh.
All right, so Lady Lumos said on December 25, Madam Pele will launch a specified homing projectile that targets one specific place and sends it melting deep into the depths of the earth.
That's pretty cool.
And then
So if I can comment on that, it did have an eruption on Christmas Eve the day before.
It did kind of do that.
It went a little bit sideways, but not into the depths of the Earth. So
Half right.
it just went kind of, sort of, but not quite.
Yeah. Kinder said 1 eruption for each coronal mass ejection.
Okay, so we didn't have very many in the way of coronal mass ejection from the sun. So, no, we had 2 episodes, but we didn't have 2 coronal mass ejections from the sun. Fun prediction, though.
Right-handed Sith is
Landon.
asking Landon, should we send Chesh lavender plants, candles, and soaps? Listen, I already did that and I had to purge my house. I still have lavender plants in my house that I don't know what to do with.
Do you want sandalwood by any chance?
Does it have lavender in it?
No, sandalwood is a different
Then
scent.
that's fine.
And it's a very nice one. I'll find one for you and I'll send it to you.
They're actually quite beautiful, and they can be polished into really nice. It has really nice grains in it.
It's good for your skin, and also we use it religiously for like putting vermilion on our forehead. So yeah.
There is nothing stopping you guys from going to Throne and sending me lavender shit. Just so you can watch me bitch about it on stream.
But sandalwood, I would
get to her home without worrying about
anything. I would definitely second the sandalwood stuff. It's beautiful wood.
Okay, now I'm gonna look for it. Well, look for sandalwood.
Well, don't do that right now. Keep reading out the freaking.
Of course. I'm just joking.
I'm just joking as she's staring at her stream, definitely pulling up.
Nice and aromatic, but not lavenderish.
I don't mind if it's lavender-ish. I'm mad if it's lavender.
The 2 cups of coffees I had 5 hours ago have finally kicked in now, so I'm just like. So Landon's prediction: 2 more episodes before next show, which is true. He got that right on the like. I didn't know what sound to make. So I made that. So
we missed the live eruption 39. By only a couple of days, right? Only 2 days. So
yeah. So. And Landon also said episode 39, another sideways launch or
yes, that's true.
Event will not be straight up. Same general direction, depends on how much pressure. Episodic system will stop before next year. It didn't, so I think so. You got that wrong.
Before next
year.
Before next year, it's before 2027 is what I think we have a year left. I'm guessing, but.
No, but you said
we don't know that because it's too early to tell.
December. Before next year. Oh, 2026 though.
We're talking about for the end of 2026.
That in 2025.
But I was referring to December 2026 having year.
Yeah. Yes.
I think we have a year, but I'm not sure now.
Yeah, right? Madam Pele is like, you were saying. Darling.
Bitch, please.
She says, I get to decide when I dance.
Yeah. Yep. Katina said, Madam Pele is going to dance on New Year's. Bring in the New Year with a bang. So, Madam Pele did dance the New Year. It's true. But not on the New Year.
But the dates, those weren't the dates. The dates,
what the hell is that sound?
If I look at the list.
Is that the shower? What the fuck?
Yeah, there's something.
Why does it sound like that? Damn. Can you guys hear that? It looks like it's showing. Yep. Oh, okay, it's fine now.
No, I can't hear it anymore.
That was wacky. Okay.
So the fountains was December 24th, which the person who said Christmas, they were pretty close, and January 12th.
Yeah.
So it didn't do a New Year with a bang.
Yep. So Chesh had said, see a side wind. So she was right about that.
Yay.
Rift Zone episodic system will stop before the next show, which is true. And we'll see down.
Well, no,
the
no.
so-
It's just is that the episodes will go quiet and basically into the episodes. Was he referring
Said
to, or she
we'll stop
referring to the
for
episodes
the next show.
will cease?
I don't know. Chesh can verify.
Not
that
all
if
the
she
way,
remembers.
no. Like, no. Not all the way.
Pause. Maybe that's what she meant.
Yeah, pause would have been a better
Yeah.
word. Just, yeah,
Yeah,
that'll,
and I'm not
stop for the
sure
next show and then
because
start again.
it's and if you look at the tilt meter, it's tilting back up again, right? It's going after this episode 40. It's back up again, heading up there as if it has another, run to go.
Yep.
Okay. Just give me a sec. And then my prediction was, hold on. So mine was Madam Pele will go quiet. The week or episode she will go boom, tall fountain. So that didn't happen at all. So I'm just like, womp womp womp.
It certainly it was a possibility, but it didn't really go quiet. I think in both cases, had the episode 39 been the last, and we basically had this fluttering going on, we might say, and then the earthquakes, I might say, hey, Mango's on a move, episodic shows over, but that's not the case. It is moving up just as fast as any of the other post-episodic, they're called tilt meters, right? And so I think we're still in episode 1, but we'll see.
So, are we gonna go for predictions for next?
Yeah, put your predictions in the chat, everybody. Get on that.
Yeah, predictions in the chat.
Let's go. And then we'll talk about our predictions too. Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, but so again, for those people who have been following along on this show for a while, we've been doing it. We're actually a couple years now, aren't we?
Yeah, I have to change the title of the thing. It's our thing currently says 2025. It is 2026. I just haven't updated that yet.
I wonder what volcanic episode show we're on. We should probably have.
I'm not sure. I don't know how to calculate that.
I mean, but for those that have been
many years
been following along, you now are getting a really good sense of the rhythm of the mountain, right?
Hopefully.
And it goes through phases, and you know that no phase is permanent, right? It comes and goes. We've been fortunate that it's been so eruptive recently, but there's been a period of time where it's been years where nothing has happened. And there's been
really active.
decades where it's been erupting continuously. So, it is, but you get to see these rhythms, and it's easier to see the rhythms when it's erupting. So you're quite fortunate, and you get a sense of that. And I hope if you get to the point where visiting Kilauea is reasonable, that when you go there, you have a better sense of what you're seeing, better sense of the scale, better sense of the thing. Even if you go there and it's not erupting, you've seen where it's gone. You've seen the effects. You've seen these phases. And when you show up in person, it'll make more sense, more live at scale.
Okay, so Smitty has said prediction: kaboom, whoosh, sploosh. Travis Fisher.
Athens also says Kilauea goes boom.
Okay,
So by boom, you mean it has a major eruption?
I think that's what that means, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe the caldera collapses again?
No, but it says 3 or 4 years. So what do you mean by 3 or 4 years? Clearly goes boom, 3 or 4 years.
Yeah,
Can you
that
help?
I'm not sure about. There's also Travis has a prediction when you're ready, Maanyaa.
Yeah, a drone camera will bite it,
Right.
right?
Okay. Yes.
Then put it hit by a lava plume, but we'll get cool footage from it.
That would be
Yeah.
pretty cool.
So the drones that are there tend to fly the drones after eruptions, looking at this because they want to know about what the vent's looking like. They want to look down the vent after the eruption, not because they're standing, wanting to stand in the way of the cannon blast. They want to see if they can get information about what might be happening next. So they wait for the eruption to end, the fountain to end, and the next day in the daylight to look down the hole and see what they can assess, and the shape, the size of the hole, other measurements. And they're not just looking loose there. They don't allow people to drone fly in that region, in part because it would be really annoying to have dozens of these busy things around. And so but it's always possible that you think the eruption's going, the drone's looking down the vent, and all of a sudden, boom. But you
Yeah.
don't know.
Okay,
My
so I've got
prediction
Athens.
is that I have no brain cells right now, so I'm going to predict that the volcano is going to continue the pattern it's currently on.
Okay.
I think that's a
Pattern.
I think that's a wise prediction. I'm going to predict that we'll have 2 more episodes until between now and
Okay.
next month.
Athens
So we'll
is
have
also
episode 40 and 41 and 42. And
Athens.
I might.
Oh, sorry. I keep thinking you're
Go
going to
ahead.
be done because I have no brain.
No,
Go on.
that's fine. So I gotta say 2 more episodes, and I think that the episode 41 will have a higher fountain than what we saw in 40.
Okay.
I'm also going to predict that the earthquake swarm that we saw is going to stop. We're not going to see, I'm predicting we're not going to see a potential magma progression down the East Rift. I think that was a one-time event, and so not only will we have 2 episodes, and episode 41 will be taller than episode 40, I think the earthquake swarm to the south of the caldera is going to be gone by next month.
Okay.
Athens is saying more lava and smoke from Kilauea to add to his prediction of boom.
Yeah, I've done that.
I think.
Yeah.
Sure.
And we also have Katina is predicting 3 episodes before the next show.
Ooh.
That's specific. I like that.
No, that's an interesting thing, because if you look back at that tilt meter, it would suggest that because we had a short fountain and a quick thing, that it might return back to. So episode 41 might happen sooner than later. So it's quite possible that we could get 3 in.
Yeah.
That's possible.
And
We'll see.
Maanyaa,
We'll see.
what's your prediction?
Okay, let me put my name down. I can write it.
Yeah, and by the way,
So
click the like button, because it helps.
Like,
the
share, and
Goblins
subscribe. We're 100 subs away from being monetized.
Yes, please.
So
Let's
I am
monetize.
expecting.
Leave a comment.
Yes. Could you go into the afterwards of the show and and comment on Madam Pele or the show or something? That would be.
Leave your
helpful.
prediction in the comments. That's helpful for me.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah.
So what I'm thinking is that there will be one episode before our next stream, and then it will be a short episode, but it will be intense burst. And
Okay.
there will be more than one vent. So, okay, let me write it down. What did I say? One episode.
One
Before I
episode.
forget. Before next
Before
20.
the thing, and it'll be an intense burst.
Short, intense burst. Yeah. And
Yeah.
more than one vent.
Right-handed Sith is now also saying that Yellowstone is gonna wake up and stretch its legs.
Okay, I'll put that down.
Very funny. All right, Landon, what are you up to coming up?
Well, the International Obfuscated Sequel Contest is open and ready for folks to do their thing. You can submit to the you can submit stuff through I think it's March 13th is the deadline, so you can register and you can put. So we also have a Discord as well server that you can join.
Very nice.
For that, we have a nice. We also have a really nice set of people that have been sponsoring our video because the so for particular there is a person whose YouTube is Lori Wired, and she has been a generous supporter of the show because the money we get from Patreon helps pay for the server services and software necessary to run the contest. So we thank Lori Wired. She has a really nice channel and full of technical stuff. We highly recommend you check it out.
If you send me in the link or tell me how to spell it, I'll put it in the chat.
Okay, I'll do that.
I put down Smitty's prediction also.
Oh, about Yellowstone triggering the rise of Atlantis?
Yellowstone is...
Yeah. All right, Maanyaa, what are you up to? You're going to be on my channel tomorrow with me, looking at the dumbest shit you've ever seen in your goddamn life. Yippee.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe I'll go pick up some beer tomorrow.
Is there silly things going on?
Oh, it's beyond silly. It's
oh god, someone is having has cracked. Someone has cracked.
Like an egg, like an egg, like an egg getting thrown against your wall, like that commercial about like, oh, don't do drugs, kids, where they take an egg and they're like, this is your brain, and then they smash it with a pan, and this is your brain on drugs. That's what this is.
It has happened. It has happened.
I should get like a video and then put Aaron's head in the egg that gets smashed.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, that's what's going on. It's Aaron's really stupid. Brain. Are you up to anything else, Maanyaa?
No, not really. My work is killing me right now. We had a surprise audit with biosecurity recently, and they just came in and just swept the whole fucking building, and I'm just like sitting there, I'm like, please,
surprise!
God, help me.
It's us.
Yeah. And they don't play around. They do not play around, dude. And the guy said, oh, well, Happy New Year. This is my first audit of this year. I'm just like, damn you, bro. And you picked my side. So what happens is, I'll just, with the biosecurity audit, biosecurity is related to food and food risk, right? So what has happened is they found several things that we have to correct within 48 hours, and then some things within 14 days, and then some things within 28 days. And then they are going to increase surveillance on our site now. And I'm just like, fuck my life. Fuck me life. But it's an opportunity for me to get more, finances towards quality side. So I'm gonna...
You mean finances towards me and my legal team for taking down Megan for trying to take down my channel?
Yes. Yes. Oh yeah, I'm gonna help Kesh with that too. So
and of course we have Debate Pub.
Debate Pub is on the 31st.
Yay.
And I believe. And the next Volcano show?
Yes. Next Volcano show should theoretically be on the 13th of February. Day before Valentine's. Theoretically.
13th of February.
Yeah, you've got the 13th or the 20th if you want the 20th instead. Those are your two options.
I think 13th is a good thing there.
That works for
13th
me.
would be how many days?
From now? 1, 2, 3,
Is
4,
it?
5,
Let's
6,
look at the
7,
number of weeks,
8,
right?
9,
Are we
10,
cutting
11,
it
12,
short?
13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. It's 27 days. There's only 4 weeks in February this year.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah. Okay, so you can catch
Alrighty.
me live on my channel. I'm live on Twitch doing art. The Patreon's going to be back soon. So, not in February,
Yay.
but in March, I will likely be bringing that back. So, if you're interested in the art, you either have to be a member or follow, like be on Twitch or whatever Patreon stuff. So, a bunch of that's going to come out. So, if you're interested in that, like and subscribe and buttons and links and whatever. Okay, bye. I'm tired.
Bye.
Leaving. Say goodbye, everybody. We love you.
Bye.
Have fun. Enjoy the volcano.
Yeah.